Hello everyone and welcome back to another trading session. Today is 7th of March 2024 and we are also one day before NFP releases. We can see on the economic calendar that on March 8th we're expecting non-farm payroll. So I'm not sure how should I react in the markets based on the fact that tomorrow we have such a huge high-impact news driver. And also we have one more news releases today at 10 a.m. Fed Chair Powell testimony. So that's it for the news releases. I will also mark it here just so I am aware. I wanted to start this trading session quite sooner because I noticed lately I'm just recording these sessions really slightly before the stock market open, 9:30. And before I was thinking that I would actually try to scout for the setups much sooner, even around 8 a.m. and so on. Maybe prior 8 a.m. from 7 a.m. New York local time. So for now, I'm trying to start the session quite sooner. I'm not sure if I will be commenting every movement for now. There was one setup that I was looking at over here. There is a possibility for shorting, but nothing that really is a high quality setup in my opinion, because we are very close to these buy side liquidities. So for now, I will probably just start marking up some things, looking at different time frames and looking at points where market might navigate towards. So let's see what I will find. I'm looking at right now this potential area where there was a model to get short. So far, the model would result in 13 handles, but I would like to look for at least 20, which we might get based on these lows and this buy side inefficiency before we are going to sweep the buy side. I noticed that on ES we had already the buy side swept, so we have SMT over there. So I'm not sure, depending on how we are trading already, if the NQ will try to go higher into this daily bearish candle fair value gap, because I assume we would probably reach in here. Most of the time NQ really does reprice those inefficiencies once they are getting open. We can see even here we had a big displacement after this high was created. We have a small fair value gap right here, and immediately the next day, once the fair value gap was formed, it was repriced too. So I would probably assume that we are going higher today, at least for this session, to reprice into this fair value gap, and maybe we will try to reach lower, as we had quite a huge displacement in the London session, which caught me off guard because I was not expecting that. I was not even reviewing the market that much. I just had a small glance of the market, what's going on. And I noticed that we had from the low to the high already 250 handles, which is quite a lot. That is quite a lot of range for a London session to create. So we will see what kind of setups we will have today. I need to know that already we have 3 days in a row where we were able to make some profits. We had winning days. We had also some losses, but I was able to cover the losses back. But tomorrow we have NFP. So maybe we are looking at a very difficult day today in terms of trading and the price action. So I might be more careful with what trades I want to take. But still, if I will see a very good opportunity, I will probably take it. But if I end up with a losing trade, I'm not sure if I will try to push for more to get back the loss with another trade. Probably because we have tomorrow NFP, and if I have a losing trade, I will just leave it there and not trade anymore. I'm also thinking to lower my risk, that I will not trade 10 micros or full standard contract. Then maybe I will lower the position to 5 micros, just because we had already in London session such a huge displacement. I'm not really sure if we will just continue going higher or if there will be a market structure shift, which is very, very potential that we will get that. But I'm not sure. This is very tough conditions for me to say. Therefore, I will need to demand more price action. I'm looking also right here if there is any possibility to put myself long, but I would rather have these lows swept before trying to look for any longs. And even though I would like to try to take something in here, I don't have anything in terms of the 30-second. I might have here some volume imbalances and maybe a small fair value gap right here, but that's not my model, so that's not something I will be considering. So for now, I will probably just watch the market, how it behaves. Maybe until the open, there will be nothing interesting. And after the open, we might see more what the market wants to do. So let's just review the price. Maybe I will cover something once this area will be swept before the market open. So let's just observe. Now I'm thinking if I really should have actually entered on this trade or not. The thing is, it was a good potential, but I demanded more of a liquidity sweep. I think on ES we had the same or similar price action. We didn't get much of a SMT on the lows over here. So maybe if I would get the SMT on the lows, I would maybe try to use the fair value gap, but on NQ I didn't get it. If this low would at least sweep this one, then I would probably use it based on on my FOMO experiences. But this one was not that high quality in my opinion. I demanded more of a sweep over the sell side to really trust it. But I mean, it was a nice potential. We had opportunity to get in there. I did identify that there was a possibility, but I wanted to require more, so I didn't take it. But it's still fine that I was aware of it. I'm not seeing it in hindsight, so it's still good. So let's see what we will get next. I'm seeing that ES is already trading in the 1 hour fair value gap that I was marking. So it's actually really close to the all-time high again. I think it's 17 handles off, which is not that far. So we can pretty much get the new all-time high on ES. But let's see how it reacts around the 1 hour CB. There is still one higher. But I think if we get lower prices, then I think this is the area where it will go. We have also a breaker right here. 1 hour breaker. So let's see. I'm going back to the NQ. So I'm seeing it starting to slow down over here, and we have market open in 7 minutes already. I would assume that in the next few minutes and also on the market open, we will sweep this and go to this fair value gap for sure. At open, I expect higher prices. Or maybe we will get the sweep of these lows that I was expecting, maybe this one, and then it will reach higher. But nevertheless, I do believe we are going to get these swept. This is in my eyesight for sure. But unfortunately, there is nothing I can do in terms of trade to put myself in any position to capitalize on those moves. So for now, there is nothing I can do. For now, I will just watch. If I even get a fair value gap to go short, I will probably not even take it. Even though it could be a good opportunity, as we already traded in the daily CB, we have sweat the buy side liquidity here. It could be a really good place to do it, but I think we are still going a tiny bit higher. And actually, I have the fair value gap, I think, right now. Yeah, I had the opportunity to short right now. But as I said, I didn't want to take it. And the fair value gap is really small. I barely even seen it. The fair value gap is from 183.25. Oh, it's quite high. Am I looking at the right thing? No, sorry, I'm not. 17875. Yeah, this is where it begins. And 17825. No, 17825. So it was really, really small. And we did get a price just barely touching that level. I'm not sure if we will need to get NQ to drop down here in order to have our first target met. This might be some retracement, but as I said, I still do believe we are gonna reach higher. So I don't want to take any shorts as of now. So I'm still waiting for any opportunity. I have another fair value gap right here, also on the 1 minute. But that's already a new fair value gap, which is not in my rules. But I like the similarity in the markets right now that on ES, we are respecting this 1 hour fair value gap. We have SMT with all those highs that we have taken. We have traded, I think here is a new week opening gap as well. So we have actually traded to the new week opening gap on ES. I don't have it marked, but I see it here. This is the Sunday, this is the Friday close. So it's from 5141 until 5138. So we didn't even get to the high of the new week opening gap. And in here, the new week opening gap is much, much higher. So let's see, maybe this was really the only opportunity to get in a really good and safe spot to go short. But let's see how correct my bias is for today and for this session, as I'm still favoring higher prices on NQ. It really wants to tease me to go short here. I really, really want to go short here, but it's not something I should be doing. ES is also trading again in the 1 hour fair value gap in the lower portion. And there is also a 1 minute fair value gap right here. Where is it touching? So it repriced the fair value gap. Maybe it will come back again to the midpoint. We will see how it will react. NQ is still quite slow right now. Probably just waiting on the market open, and then it will start its move. So as I was saying, I do expect NQ on the open to be going higher, at least to this fair value gap. So we have another buy side liquidity sweep right here. So I'm glad that I didn't took even this short, because I was favoring the higher prices. Probably we will get another sweep here. I think that I will highlight where the high of the fair value gap is. So daily CB high. We have another liquidity sweep here. And we have just a few seconds until the market open. So we have all these buy side liquidities swept. I will delete it and I will just leave this one at least. So I would like to actually have it traded inside here. I think that would be much better. I'm not sure if I will do any fast decisions in terms of trades, because I'm not really sure what should I expect from NQ for a continuation, or if there will be any reversal. But I still would like if it goes at least up here. We have, however, touched this up close candle, which might act as an order block. I'm not sure if we touched the body or the open of the candle. I think we did. Let's see how the market will react over here. If I get any CB, I'm not sure if I will take the trade. I mean, for those shorts here, it would be really good. But I would like this one actually. For now, there is nothing even. And so if the gap is gonna be formed somewhere around here, I think it's quite far. On the 15-minute, so we swept all these highs. This is a London low from Tuesday, AM high. Sorry, this is London high. This is New York high from Tuesday. This was from Wednesday at lunchtime. We have one more here from Monday Asian session and some open CBs. And we are still awaiting news events at 10. We didn't sweep this low. On ES, the same scenario. On ES, it went back into a 1-minute fair value gap. And also it repriced back to the 1 hour. So we have traded here, respecting this 1 hour fair value gap, which is nice to see, in case we are going higher and expecting higher prices. If NQ would actually sweep this high and then started to drop really fast, I would maybe start looking for a potential shorts. But if I want to go long, I would need to have these swept or this swept actually. This is still not that good for me. I mean, here is a fair value gap which was formed and could be probably used as an inversion. But as I said, I'm really bad with inversion fair value gaps, and I don't use them as a trade idea. And also, I'm not sure if I can even identify the correct ones. That's something I would need to study to be able to really identify them and understand them and believe them and be confident in taking anything based on them. So for now, this is just a fair value gap for me that was disrespected. So we have quite a consolidation around this level. Price is quite slow right now. Nothing that interesting. On ES, we have the same thing. So this is our first downside movement. But still, it's coming back. We have swept this low, which ES was not able to. Let's see if we will start seeing higher prices from this point on. This is just a very small SMT divergence in these two lows. But we have an immediate reaction from this level. We have a huge displacement on the 30-second chart. We have traded in the 1 hour fair value gap that I wanted. But unfortunately, there is no trade for me to even take. I'm going to delete this because I don't need it anymore. So we will probably come into the 4 hour. Let me see. I want to note. Let me do it with blue. I want to have it with blue. I want to note where is the midpoint. One, 4, 7. Here. So I think we already traded to the midpoint. This should be the midpoint of the daily CB. So that's something to note. But we are still really strongly bullish. There was no opportunity to take long, at least based on my model and rules. But it's a really nice movement, already 50 handles. So we are trading in the 4-hour. On the daily chart, looks very strong bullish. There is also small volume imbalance right here. So this one, the trade that I was checking for the 30 seconds, this would be really good if I would be tapped in. I'm not sure how much would I expect from the market to give me, but this would be an amazing trade. If only I would get this low swept, because I didn't want to take it just because it was just gradually getting down, but it was not sweeping any significant low. So I was not really believing in this trade. I was not confident in this one, but it's fine. Let's just see if we can do anything. If there will be no trade opportunity, I will be still happy that I didn't take any trade, because that's something that I don't usually do. So that's even a good performance for me if I don't do anything and just watch the price. So if I don't find any setup until 10:30, I'm glad to just close it. So let's see how will the price react from these levels. There is the midpoint of the 4-hour fair value gap, which we have noted here. On the 1-hour, we don't have anything in here. On the 15-minute, not really, but we had a CB over here and a high, which was also taken right now. I'm not really sure if I want to go short. I probably will have an opportunity to get in short. I might try to do it, but I will lower my risk because I'm not really confident in this one. To 10.5. Okay, it's coming back. We'll need to maybe enter on market. Okay, not really. 212. I will probably enter on market. But as I said, I am not really confident in this trade. It came back to the 1-hour fair value gap, respected it. It could be acting as an inversion one, and maybe just coming back to this one. But we had quite a strong bullish movement. We have repriced so many fair value gaps. We have taken out so many buy-side liquidities. And also we have repriced almost the entire daily CB. So if we will see any reaction, I think it's from this point on. So what I will do is I will cover at least 2 over here. Oh, probably I will need to do it manually. I'm not sure where it was. Oh, it already... So just do this. It will be really unfortunate if I don't get the fill because it was so fast. I would probably not want it to come back to my entry for sure, as it already delivered 20 handles. Maybe I should have closed it myself. Let's see. Ooh, that was... On the 30 seconds chart, that was really close. Just 2 ticks. Getting a little bit impatient, if I'm being honest. Okay, that's good. I'm not sure if I should exit more. I will exit most of the position here. And then I will probably have 1 remaining here. So this would be, how much? This would be 40, 46, and this would be almost 80. So this is a huge trade. If this works out, that's a huge trade. I'm probably not going to move my stop. I don't want to. Because if it's not going down, it doesn't matter. If it's going down, I do believe this is in its eyesight for like the next 2 minutes. It's coming back to this 1 hour fair value gap. My save is stop. My stop is safe right here. In my opinion, it shouldn't go up here anymore at all. But I have quite a lot of profits here. I'm not really sure if I should remain so much position open if it's going to turn on me. Maybe I will move the stop here actually. Yeah, I think so. The thing is, there is still, based on this leverage that I have here, this is a huge amount of points. I don't usually get this much. I would be really happy if it turns out profitable. I would really love for it to come back down here already. I really want to close out something. I'm getting really impatient and scared that it will turn against me. I'm going to close one and do it like this. I just don't really want to miss out. And I think it's really good to do if you are very scared that it will turn against you, to just close something. It's better to close rather than have it turned against you and then be maybe sad or not happy about the outcome. If I'm being honest, I would maybe even close the entire position right now. It really doesn't want to get back here. I think we have, this is the opening range gap, which we already came back down to. So I think we gapped up, and now we are going to reprice the opening range. So this should be swept in any minute, I believe. Good. So that's another one down. Here is a fair value gap, which might be important. So let's just review it, because we swept the sell side liquidity right here. We'll be trading in this inefficiency. So for profit taking, this is for sure another point of interest. But as I said, this is really interesting area for me for sell side liquidity. I'm not sure if I maybe should put it here and not demand these two lows. Maybe just to be safe, I should do it. Let's see. I will maybe just put my stop really close. I'll just leave the stop where it is and this is a huge movement though. Really, really huge. Okay, we might get filled in, and we did. Oh, we didn't. Okay, we did. I'm not sure if these ones... Okay, I need to manually close them. Okay, good. This was amazing trade. In my opinion, this was crazy. With that amount of leverage that I use, I was able to make almost the same amount of profit that I did yesterday. This was really amazing trade in my opinion. I'm glad that I was not scared. 213. 213. Look at that entry, man. Look at that entry. That's crazy. I was scared about the maybe retracement, but if I will be honest, the amount of drawdown I had was, so where is it? 213, 213, 1, okay, 213 until 215. Two handles. Two handle drawdown. And I put my take profit here. This is the most craziest trade that I've ever taken. And it has been recorded as well. That's crazy. I'm sorry that I have said that word so many times, but I'm actually so happy that I was able to do this and wait for it and not take anything in here that it wasn't really with my rules. There were things that I was expecting the market to do. It did those things. I was expecting the market to go higher, to sweep those liquidities, to go into these inefficiencies, fair value gaps, the reprice of this daily fair value gap as well, and to expect the retracement also here, the potential zone, to look for the upside. I mean, we even might get another potential entry to go long. There is a small fair value gap. I will not take it for sure. This is the most that I've ever done, and I'm not going to destroy this kind of trade. So 13475. So here is another opportunity to go long, and that's basically what I have written over here, that there is a potential zone for looking for a setup to go higher. If I would want to go higher, it would need to do it before all this. As it already went up, repriced all of these inefficiencies, I would not be so confident in taking this trade. But let's see if this is another possibility to do. When it comes to ES, it was not able to sweep these lows. So we have SMT over here. So with this amount of performance, profits, I'm not sure how will I handle tomorrow. Tomorrow is an NFP day. It might be a really hard and difficult day. There might be a lot of volatility, a lot of manipulation. So I'm thinking that as well, I will lower my leverage in case I want to trade. 100% I will do that. But maybe I will try avoiding completely. We can see we again went inside this fair value gap. Quite respecting this level. But this is already, if I want to take this trade long, I would not get tapped in. So if I would be waiting for this, I would not get it. Based on my rules, it's not valid anymore. It's slowly building up. Each candle that I see on the 30-second chart is bullish. There are no big retracements. So we might get another reprice higher. I will note the 50% equilibrium over here. There is also a fair value gap here. There is also a breaker over here. So we might even see potentially some downside movement from this area, from the equilibrium and from this fair value gap. I will note this one. And this is the breaker. I'm noting this breaker just because there are more candles which are like down close candles, and it's also lower than this one. But this will probably not respect it and will reprice higher. So I'm really satisfied even with my last exit, because I had the one last runner that I've put here, and I could have really just put it here because this is also a really good potential sell side liquidity. But I was favoring this one more. And I'm really happy that I did this, that I didn't require this one. There's a huge run up back as well. Let me delete this markings. So we didn't get any opportunity to go long, only to go short. And this was also like on the 1 minute chart, you had also possibility to go short. But this is something that you would need to really quickly decide if you want to take it or not. I'm glad that I had all these markings in here, everything that I was outlining that it has potential to go here, but probably not higher. Because there is nothing that much significant, I think. There is still this inefficiency right here on the 15-minute chart, but I would not think that we would go that much higher. I want to measure. I think already this reprice here was the 50%, right? Yes, that was already the 50%. Okay. Maybe this is just another retracement and then we will go lower again. But that's something we will need to spectate. But I'm really glad as well that the market was so fast and going into the liquidity pool in a few minutes. It was very, very huge amount of handles. It was a low resistant liquidity run. It went up and then straight down. Really good condition. No real choppy price over here. No drawdown as well. It was amazing. So probably I will just wait until I see the news releases, what will happen, to get myself or maybe anticipate any long position. I would need to get this long, this low swept. I would not want to position myself in any of this price lag. This is too much volatility in here. I would not be confident where it might go next. So let's just wait for the 10 a.m. news and let's see what happens. Looking at the market right now, I see there is a small inefficiency over here to go maybe short, but with this huge displacement up and disrespecting this balanced price range right here, I would not be very confident in taking shorts, to be honest. But that is something that I'm noting. There is also the 1 hour fair value gap, but I think as we already traded through and reject it, we might not even get any trading back here if we should go lower again. But as of now, it looks again strongly bullish. We have taken sell side liquidity. We had immediate reaction, no consolidation or spending a lot of time over here. We went straight back up into this 1 hour fair value gap. So let's see what we will see from the market do in 1 minute as we have the news releases. Oh, sorry, it's already now. I'm trying to check the fair value gap and the amount of candles if it would be still inside my trading rules. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if it doesn't go there in the next 5 seconds, I couldn't take it. And the gap was... it was 1 tick away from the 30-second fair value gap. There is the 1 minute and the 1 hour, which was traded too, but not the 30 seconds. It was 1 tick off. So let's see how it behaves here. It went also again to the midpoint of the daily CB. We went back again to the midpoint of this fair value gap right here. So let's see how it will react from here. This even might be a silver bullet if we are going down again here for the sell side liquidity. It might be a really good opportunity to go short, but with this kind of price action, I am not very confident to say in what direction it should go next. I'm favoring lower prices, but with this movement back up, I'm not that confident. But this reaction and also on the daily fair value gap tells me we are going lower, but I would be scared of this. Let me highlight this fair value gap. So let's say in case I would want to enter a silver bullet, I would put my limit order here, which would be filled in. We had many opportunities to do so. There is also the 1 hour fair value gap. And I'm not sure if we would get the next liquidity pool swept. That's a lot of handles to go back and forth. So maybe we will see a lot of trading inside this range. Maybe we will not have anything going outside this price range. But let's see. In terms of my strategy that I'm focusing on, this would not be a trade for me. But in terms of a silver bullet, there is a possibility here. So even if I would be hesitant, I could just enter here. So let's say I would enter here right now on this candle, put my stop. If I would be really impatient, I'll put at least 15 handles. And now I'll just wait. So let's see if this really was a silver bullet trade. Because still, this sell side liquidity pool is really good target to favor if we are bearish. But I'm not sure if that's demanding a lot of price move again. But we might get that. We will see. So let's just see how the market will behave from this point on. But for me, there are no more trades. I will do only the one trade that I already taken, and then I'm just tape reading this one if it turns out profitable or not. And also to note, there is a fair value gap over here as well. But so far I'm favoring for it to go down. Okay, seeing the price action right now, we can see we just wicked to the fair value gap that I was saying that we need to note this as one. We need to note this one as well. Let's just not predict anything yet because it might just retrace more into this price leg. And it might still go down from here because it still didn't violate this high. So let's just firstly see if it violates this high, and then we can believe that we are indeed going higher. There was a small fair value gap here on the 30 seconds chart. But for sure, if I would have entered, as I marked this trade, I would get stopped out. I want to know if I would enter based on... Yeah, I would also get stopped out even if I would enter based on this fair value gap right here. So we have just repriced the 30-second fair value gap right here, which I would probably that I would probably consider based on that we have swept these lows and traded inside this fair value gap. That in order for me to get long, I couldn't probably expect the market to go all the way down here again. Because if it's strongly bullish, it has no reason to go all the way back down here, right? So that's one opportunity that I would probably take in case I was not able to take anything from here. But as I said, it still didn't violate this high. So I'm not going to say that it's now going higher because it still didn't violate this high. So it still might just drop. So I will wait for the price action. What's it gonna do before taking out this one and maybe violating this fair value gap. If it also closes below here, I would probably think that we are indeed going lower. Okay, I'm looking at this. This is very bad price action. I would be very stressed to be in something right now. As we can see how the market behaves. It goes up, then goes down, goes back to the price range. This is not a good market condition. If you didn't get anything from this price move, either going short or going long, then I think this is not a good opportunity to find any good high quality setups. It's very choppy price action right here. On the 5-minute, you can see the bodies of the candles, the wicks. It's still respecting this BC after the sell side liquidity sweep and trading inside this 5-minute. Buy side, I always forget how it is because I want to say inefficiency, but I know it's buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. I need to start remembering these terms. So we also respected the midpoint of this fair value gap. I think we traded inside the midpoint. And respecting this level now going higher. So we also taken out this low. But then again, it just went back to the price range. So I would not be confident in taking anything in here. When it comes to ES, I'm seeing that ES has already taken out this high from 956, which is this one. And NASDAQ was not able to. ES basically took out both of these. And NASDAQ is not able to make a new high. That's something to note. But I'm not still deciding anything based on that. It's just I'm watching these two levels. ES has also taken out this high right now. You can see this was already taken out. NQ has still yet to sweep this high right here. And we are also trading inside the 50% of the daily CB, which is right here. So again, I will be commenting what's happening in the market, but I will not be here for the whole session. I will be here only until 10:30 because I already made the trade. I ended up the trade with a positive, and I just don't want to sit here so long and maybe get FOMO and enter any potential trade that might turn out to be really good. Maybe it will be really bad, and I will be very disappointed if I will do that. So just to even protect myself and my balance, I will just be here until 10:30 and I will just let the market play out. I will note anything that comes interesting to me. For example, right now we have swept this high, but we have not closed above it. And we're not able to sweep this one, whereas ES has done it already. So let's see how the market reacts from this point on. Could maybe a potential to go short here. But this is not very good market conditions for me. So for now, I'm just reviewing how it reacts. So maybe on this price move, if there will be anything going lower, that's maybe where the setup could have been formed. But let's see. So now looking at the hindsight, it's easy for me to say, of course. But I said for sure in the recording of this session that this is a fair value gap to note. But I was not that much favoring it would act as a good opportunity to go long because I was scared of the price range that was created here. But indeed, if the market is really strong, you should be expecting here that the market will navigate only into this fair value gap if even once, and then it should go higher. So we have now repriced the daily CB high, and we have also repriced the 4-hour fair value gap. So this was indeed the silver bullet that you could have taken, either from the possibly only from the beginning of the fair value gap. Not sure if you would be able to get tapped in here. You would need to wait for a lot of price action, and that would demand a lot of patience, in my opinion. But yeah, if you would have your limit at the beginning, that would be a really good opportunity. You would get tapped in with two possibilities. With my stop, I would be tapped in and still be fine. And you would get, until the high of the daily CB, you would get at least 52 points, which is pretty much very, very good. I would be scared, let's say, if I would get tapped in here, that it went up. It would go up, let's say, 26 handles. Me personally, I would cover at 20 already. So somewhere over here, I would already cover. So that would be like in the next 2 minutes if I would be tapped in here. I would put my stop loss to break even, and I would get stopped here. So I would not be able to catch this whole move. Me personally, I'm not saying that someone else manage the trades the same way as I do, but that's how I would do it. And unfortunately, I would not be able to get this move. But I'm really glad for this one. I'm really happy about it. That's really one of the biggest trades that I have ever taken in my life. I'm really, really happy about it. So I'm also thinking that even tomorrow, I'm not sure if I will try to get any trade. I think with the 4 trading days in a row with the wins and so much profits as well, with such leverage too, I got only 5 micros and I was able to get, I think I got $404 profit. So that was really, really huge. So maybe tomorrow I will not trade. I will for sure make a video and taper the session, but just to protect the win rate and the balance, I might not trade because also it's an NFP day. There might be a lot of volatility, maybe not, because of if we can see how the market already have traded for the past days, it's really insane. The amount of handles that it goes down, then goes back up, then also goes down. Also during Asian session and London session, this is, if we compare how it's moving now in the New York session and what has done in London, it's not comparable. This is 200. And yeah, we have one-sided move down, let's say the 80 handles, or how much it was, around 100. And then again, we have 100 back up. But it's so much high volatility in the market that probably tomorrow I would get stopped out. But maybe if I really, really want to trade, I would not even use 5 micros. I would maybe use only 3. And maybe try to take something with the 3 micros. So we will see how it will manage tomorrow. But I'm looking forward to it as well. If I will be able to get anything, or if I will not touch it even at all. So yeah, let's review the market at least to 10:30, and let's see where it will go. I will try to at least highlight certain levels where it's potentially drawing to. So this is a 15-minute fair value gap, almost the same as the 1 hour. The 1 hour is just slightly bigger, but the 15-minute I think is fine. So let's just look if we get trading inside there. So we have come to the 10:30 time. For now, we are making new highs that I can see, also with ES. And ES is actually really close, making a new higher high. New basically all-time high. That's only 3.5 handles off. I think as we are already so high up that we will probably get that we will have a new all-time high during this day, maybe even during NFP. It's gonna be very, very volatile. Whereas NASDAQ was not able to, we are still trading inside the daily fair value gap CB, also in the 4-hour fair value gap. So we have made a new high. Now we are trading quite lower, but there's just maybe a small retracement. So for now, I will just probably end the session here. I think we had already so much movement in the market prior to the news, even after the 9:30 opening, then a retracement back after the sell side liquidity was swept. We were able to take a trade, a really good trade. So I ended up today positive 404 USD. So I'm very close actually to getting a payout. So altogether, we have made $1,156. So as I am trading on the futures market with the futures prop firm, the target is 1,600. I have the smallest account, 25,000 account in a funded stage. So I'm already 1,156 in profit, and I have still 450 more to make to get into the payout. But still, we have rules to make trading days. So I started literally trading on this account with the first video, and the only trades that I've made on this account is just what I've recorded. So everything is documented, every single trade that I took, and also the balance will always match what is done on those recordings. So let's see if I'm able to make a payout through these documented series. It would be really good if I was able to do it, because then I would really see that I am able to read the price, and if I can really just focus on the rules, focus on the discipline, not be impatient, but really wait for the setups, have really good understanding on the market, and even if I am wrong, not to hold my bias strongly to what I want the market to do, where it should move. So let's see how will I manage tomorrow and the next week. So thank you very much for watching. Leave a like, comment, anything that's up on your mind, and I will see you in tomorrow's session.